Probably the most important stage to show to you guys is the stage of NL-10. This is the one that has the boss, which is Blood Knight himself. And I understand from quite a few people that you guys are struggling really hard with this stage because you don't really understand what the boss does, you don't understand how you're supposed to deploy your operators against all of these enemies here. So, how I'm going to do this video is at the first part of the video, I'll run through all of the enemy information so that we read it through together and understand what we're supposed to do in this final stage of NL-10. And then afterwards, I'll explain the squad that I'm bringing to clear off the stage, and then I'll end off the video with the playthrough showing you guys how to defeat it. I won't be doing a high rarity version in this video because I'm already borrowing a 6-star into the stage. If you guys want to watch like trust farm guides or whatsoever, I believe if you type into the search bar right now, you'll probably see like many trust farm videos for this particular stage. So no like full 6-star run, only a singular clear that I will show to you guys. Now, let's look at the enemy details first. Or actually, let's look at the map first. So, you notice that all of the red boxes are to the top right of the map, and then all the blue boxes are to the left. So you can kind of concentrate the damage within the middle part of the map. But how will you go about doing so? First, let's read the enemies. Now, main star of the stage is definitely this boss right here. So, he states that he reduces damage taken, but he will not reduce the damage if there is someone blocking onto him. So if an operator manages to block him, he will be receiving the full amount of attack. And then afterwards, he has this thing called exsanguination. So he's able to stun someone and deal arc damage to that person every second. This stunning effect, if no one is blocking him, he will be stunning the last deployed operator in the stage. But if someone is blocking him, he will stun that particular unit. So you gotta take note of that as to how you want to deploy your stuff later on. Now, he has 2 phases. So when his HP drops to 0 in the first phase, he enters what we call a resurrection stance. During this period, the Blood Knight is invulnerable and he'll continuously summon blood bleeds. And then if he lasts out throughout this resurrection state, he will then enter the second form. But if you make his HP restore to the full amount, he will go back to the first phase. So you need to make sure that the knives do not enter his body, because when they do, he will refill to full health and then you have to try to clear him off in the first phase all over again. So first phase, delete him, destroy all the knives, and then defeat him in the second phase. Second phase, like all boss, he has increased attack, he's able to attack range operators as well, and he's able to continuously summon blood bleeds, which means he might be able to heal himself even more. So, objective, kill phase 1, kill knives, kill phase 2. That's the idea. If you look at his weakness, by the way, he has A defense and B resistance. So technically, arts damage is better against him, but we'll be using a physical damage operator later on. And then, look at the blood blade itself. It has a defense of C and a resistance of S. So, physical damage is better against these knives. Alright? It doesn't deplete life points when spared. Meaning to say, if the knives enter the blue box, you will not get a minus of your HP seal. So that's a good thing. When it comes into contact with Blood Knight, it will disappear and it will restore the Blood Knight's HP. So again, never let that happen. Now we look at the other we look at the other enemies because they will tell us how we're supposed to deploy our operators in the stage. This guy right here, if you remember him from the previous stages, you cannot have darkness behind your operators. Always make sure that there is light shining behind of your operators, and that way he will not be hurting onto them. So this is one of the deployment restrictions that we have to work around with. And then afterwards, there's these 2 snipers. Extremely annoying units to deal with. They will deal corrosion damage onto whoever it is, and they attack the last deployed operator. So it's kind of preferred that because they deal physical damage, you kind of want to make sure that your last deployed operator is a defender who has a high defense. That way you can counter against these 2 enemies. Alright? So you got the restrictions settled, and then there's of course these smaller mobs. They generally are weaker to physical damage. Defense of C and defense of C. Okay? We've understood the enemies. Now, let's look at the squad that I'm bringing to deal with them. This is a squad right here. So there is a 6-star being brought in, which is a Blaze at skill 3 M3. Skill 2 M3. If you don't have that, please borrow from a friend. And in order to be able to borrow from someone, you need an Elite 2 operator. If you watch my how to build your first squad guide, I've already mentioned that one of the best operators you can first elite to is Myrtle. So if you're a new player, 1 month in, or maybe you just started the game, try your best to quickly build one operator to elite 2. Myrtle is one of the best choice, very cheap to do. Then once you have your elite 2 operator, you can borrow a blaze from someone. So you can refresh and then hopefully be able to find a blaze in a little bit. If you don't have a friend with a blaze at skill 2 M3, come to my Discord server. You can ask around in the AK support unit channel where you can ask for a blaze at skill 2 M3. Alright? Let's look at the other operators. We've got a sniper over here, an anti-air sniper or marksman sniper. Cruise is the lowest rarity you can go for. If you have other operators that's better built, like Exia, Blue Poison, Platinum, Aketo, Ash, please use them to replace Cruise. Then you can see that I brought a Charger Vanguard. You kind of have a free choice here. I don't mind if this is a Pioneer Vanguard. Whichever that you want, you can replace with one of these operators as you see over here. For Myrtle, you can replace with Silac and Elysium as a way to counter against not having her. And then afterwards, for the other operators you see here, you can bring some Pioneer Vanguards to replace your Charger Vanguard. Or you can even use Pioneer Vanguards to replace Myrtle. But if you're replacing Myrtle, you probably need 2 of them. Other examples of Charger Vanguards are listed here. You can see there's Granny, Bagpipe, Vigna, Reed, and Wildmain. Alright? So 2 operators explained. Then there's Defenders. At least one of your Defender should be a healing Defender. The others, I kind of don't mind however that you take them, as long as they are either a healing Defender or a Protector. So examples of who you can use to replace them are the following that as you see here. You've got things like Saria, Quora, Gumi, Liskam, Nien. Great options to replace those 3 stars that you see. Mudrock is not a Protector, and she's also not a Guardian as well of a Defender branch. If I'm not wrong, she's called a Juggernaut. Yeah, she's called a Juggernaut, but even so, you can use her to replace the Defenders. And then there's 3 healing medics that you see here. So if you're bringing more healing Defenders, you could cut down on bringing one of the single target medic. But if not, I advise having 3 of them in, and these are some examples of who you can replace. You can even use a Wandering Medic or a Therapist to replace those medics that you saw before that. So if you have people like Whispering, Ceylon, Mulberry, Honeyberry that's being built, go ahead and use them to replace. As long as you understand how this 10-man squad work, you should be perfectly fine to deal with the stage. So I think the crux of this is that I should show you guys how to play it. Let's enter the stage with this 10-man squad. Last thing of all, you see these 3 slots over here? Go ahead and bring your strongest operators. You got Chen Outer, Surter, No Outer, whatever of your favorite units that you have, please bring them in to help you out even more. Alright? NL-10. Final stage of this week. Again, your operators must always have their back facing the light. So, place Myrtle over here, and then place Plume over here. So their back is facing towards the light tower as you see. Next operator that you want is a Blaze. So you place here, over here, facing to the right. Now, don't need to place anyone else just yet. You can leave this alone. Let the Blood Knight stun Blaze. Alright, so Blaze is stunned. Then you can place a Defender over here, facing to the left. And it'll light up the left side of the map. Then you can put in a Medic over here, facing to the right. Now, Blaze has a very unique talent, by the way. If you're unaware, I can't show you guys the talent, because it only says skill and trait here. Blaze's talent states that her stun time is reduced by 50%, which is a good counter against this boss. You'll see it very, very useful later on. I'm gonna place another Medic here, and then I'll place a Healing Defender over here, facing upwards. So the Healing Defender is stunned this time by the boss, but it's okay. Susuro is helping to heal. And then, place your last Medic over here, facing to the left. So you can see that all the operators are placed really sweetly, in a way where none of them have their backs faced towards the darkness. Alright? Now, we're gonna place preempt a little bit. Wait, no, I'm not gonna do that first. Let all these backstabby boys leave the map. Alright, so they're gone. Now there's the boss only left. Place Cruz over here. I'm thinking which tower. Actually, any tower will do. I'll place her here facing to the right, like that. So Blaze is gonna help to grind down the boss, as you see. Now, remove Myrtle and remove Plume before the boss goes into his resurrection stance. And don't place anyone else just yet. Beagle will come in last. So after a while, Blaze is able to grind down the boss fully. And notice where the swords are spawning. So the knives, one of them is here, one of them is here. They will go into Blaze position. And Blaze will be able to grind them down. And by having Cruz here, you see that one of the knives has spawned right here. Cruz is able to take it out. Alright. And then Blaze... So basically Blaze will handle all the right side knives. And Cruz will handle the single one on the left. Very, very sweet placements. So we wait until he is done trying to resurrect himself while we kill all his knives. And he's done. Now, place Beagle over here, facing to the right. Because there are sniper boys coming, and we need someone to bait the damage. So Beagle will be the poor soul doing just that. You can remove Cruz if you want to. Let's... nah, actually, I won't do that. I'll leave her alone. Use your medic skill if you think you need to, alright? So Blaze is helping to grind down towards the right side over there. The boss is still not dead yet. Hopefully Blaze is able to grind down his last bit of health. Yes, she is. Beagle's health was worrying. I'm gonna activate Beagle's skill so that she gets increased defense to deal against these damn snipers. And if I want to, I can place Plume here to help with the damage on the right side of the map. I can remove Plume because she's receiving so much damage from the snipers. So one more sniper coming in, another one coming in as well. Blaze will help to remove them in a little bit. And then just like that, that is how you can clear off the stage. So you've got a healing defender, you've got a medic here. At any point in time, if you think you need to activate anyone's skill, go ahead and do just that. This should be a pretty simple way to clear the stage. Let me know if you guys have any trouble following the guide. Alright, that's that for NL-10. Again, no hierarchy version. This should be a pretty long enough video that you guys have watched. Alright, I shall see you guys in the EX weeks to come. That will be 6 days from now. And I'll spawn more guides. Okay, have a good time. Bye all.